Pleasure the go. Pleasure the go.
it up, don't woke it up, don't woke it up, don't woke it, don't woke it up, don't woke it up, don't woke it up, don't woke it, don't woke it up, don't woke it up, don't woke it up, don't woke it. Don't woke it up. Don't woke it up. Don't woke it up. Don't woke it up. Don't woke it. Don't woke it up. Don't woke it up. Don't woke it up. Don't woke it.
I hit the wrong video on the second part. My bad, y'all. What's good, everybody? What's good, everybody? We are back with another week of the Dynamite review. We are continuing to review what has been a great stretch of Dynamites over the last 2 weeks. Of course, like we skipped the 2 weeks ago, but of course, Tony Khan and the writing team got their shit together within the last 2 weeks, and they have been producing some good TV on both ends, on the Dynamite end and on the Collision end. So we will be getting into this great episode of wrestling television that we watched last night, with featuring a instant classic tag team match from the Young Bucks, featuring an Owen Hart final, which we will get into, a semifinal, which we will get into, because I am an unhappy man, and we're getting into the beginning of Dynamite and the unhappiness continuing in my life, because of course, Dynamite was in New Orleans last night, and I missed the show because AEW is like really bad at advertising. So we'll get into all of this and more. But first, I'm going to see how my co-hosts are doing. Marcus, how are you doing today, brother?
I'm doing great. You know, it was a hell of a follow-up to what was arguably the best Dynamite they ever did. Hot crowd in New Orleans. Too bad they missed you in there, you know. Well, but we won't get in that no more. Master P good. My AVPs are back. Don't ever disrespect them again. Y'all called them washed. Y'all said they ain't having no more. Y'all said they couldn't cut the mustard. Well, guess what? They casually came back to TV for the first time since October and had a tag team match, TV match of the year.
Yo, Marcus, I got a quick question for you, bro.
What's that?
Who the fuck is Fraxium, bro? Who the fuck are those guys?
Oh, brother.
Fraxium?
Who?
That new car company?
Y'all got Fraxium on the brain, bro. It's so crazy, bro. Like, yo, we can't just like both teams, bro. We can't just like both.
We can't.
Because they're stealing awards that they don't deserve. I hate to tell you.
What do you mean they're stealing awards? They won the one observer, the one tag team. They won the WrestlePeers tag team of the year, but they won. The Bucks won the one.
They won the Observer.
One.
Exactly.
The
Bucks deserved them both.
But you know what? The Bucks took a little mini sabbatical during last year, and Uncle Dave Street still fucking with him. So that's all I'm gonna say right there. That's all I need to be said. And I got one more thing. Since we was in New Orleans last night, and a certain Percy Miller was in attendance and had a very funny segment. Make him say, "Oh, nah."
I was so mad when I found out he was showing up, and I didn't like get tickets to go, bro. I was like, man, that fucking sucked. But hey, Marcus, how are you doing? I'm not Marcus, Novi. Sorry, I was reading something on my other monitor.
I'm doing pretty good. Dynamite was really fun last night. It's good to see them have a couple good weeks here in a row. I'm excited for the draft tonight. Not necessarily for my team, considering that they're basically telling everyone who would listen that they're drafting a certain person from Georgia. I'm a fan of the Carolina Panthers, so you know we have to get our defense right. We have to fix things up, but we'll get there. Don't worry. I mean, it's sad we're not going to get Tet, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll be all right. No worries. At least it's better than fucking Jackson Dart. Whew. Could you imagine like a team? Rob, quick question here. Could you imagine like any team out there deciding I really want to draft Jackson Dart this year? Could you imagine that?
Yeah, bro, I can imagine because it's my fucking team. Yo, do you understand what it was like to wake up in the morning and the first thing you see when you open your eyes is your football team reported talking about, yeah, bro, I know Shador Sanders will be available, but this Jackson Dart kid, like, what the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking? I'm coming home. I don't care. I don't care. I
Yo,
don't care.
a guy like me
Oh
would
my
say,
god, I don't
would look
care.
at this QB class and say, "That's all right. We'll
Oh
come again
my
next year.
god,
No big
bro.
deal."
What do you mean? What do you mean? You're like, you know what? I'm so good on I'm so good on Shador Sanders. Like, what are you fucking talking about? And this is, you know what I would understand? I would understand if it was a nigga like from Louisiana or whatever, but this nigga's from Utah. He's from Utah. He's not even close to here. He's not even close to here. Plus, he's not good.
Yeah, he's pretty bad, man.
He's
It's
not,
really
and
unfortunate.
he's not gonna be one of those picks that's like, oh, he's bad in college, but he's gonna be really good in the NFL. No, no.
Yeah, even if you
Oh
go
my
with Shador,
god.
bro, that's a dangerous pick too. I'm not thinking he's gonna be too great either, but it doesn't seem like it. I mean, Tyler Show out of Louisville, Kentucky guy. You can maybe cook something up
Oh,
there late round. That'd be better for you guys. I don't know.
yeah, I fucking yo, Gail Benson, bro. Please sell the team. Sell the team. Just sell the team, bro. Just sell the team, bro. Sell the team. Yo, we got cover up scandals going on. We got all types of shit going on under your leadership, bro. It's time for a new leadership.
I think Gail
It's
Benson
time
is
for
amazing.
new
She does
owners.
so much for the city in New Orleans.
No,
Give her a
no,
chance.
no, no, no. Yo, go worry about what Tony Khan is doing with your team, bro.
Tony
go worry,
Khan, he's
go
just
worry
the
about what
analytics
Tony
department.
Khan is doing
He
with
don't
your
even do
team,
shit.
bro. You
That's all Big
know,
Shot, bro.
practice squad niggas not doing their job. You need to take some of them, put them in Ring of Honor. Anyways,
Hey man, we did with Mason Madden.
but yeah, no, guys, please remember,
Mason
guys, before
Madden.
we get into, we're not gonna be formally like segment by segment, and then the Young Bucks came out. No, we're not doing that today. Well, we will talk about Dynamite and everything that took place on Dynamite today. But guys, the biggest part of what I think happened last night, which couldn't have been worse for WWE but better for AEW, the roast of WrestleMania got leaked last night, guys. And oh boy, first of all, I'm gonna say this before we get into the raunchy, edgy parts that they tried to do that was just blatantly
Oh,
racist and
edgy.
just mad homophobic.
Bro.
Guys, this roast fucking sucked. This roast fucking sucked. I was like, yo, just to be honest, I literally tweeted out. I was telling people close to me, I was like, when we were watching, I was like, yo, they could have literally just let people have their phones, bro. Because what were they trying to hide? Like, what were they trying? What legitimately were they trying to hide? The real bad part, like the only really like real bad parts of it were like that were like, okay, this is crazy. You can't film. This is like Paul Heyman's part. But like the rest, Nia Jax just went up there and was shooting. Braun Strowman just went up there and just was like, why am I not on WrestleMania? And to which Paul Heyman responded, "You're not on WrestleMania because you kind of fucking suck." And it was just like it was just that. And then Tony Hinchcliffe went up there, was just making like boring ass 2000s, not funny 2000s racist humor. And it was just like, yo, what is happening on the show? Miz went up there and was worse than when he cut that one promo on SmackDown. Like it was, it was just all, or during the Diva search, it was just all really, really bad shit. Like really, just
Who else
really,
was
really
up there,
bad.
Chuck? Who else was at the
Oh
at
my
the roast,
god.
Chuck?
There was one other guy I thought
Let's see.
that delivered a little monologue. I don't know what that was about though.
Jeff Dye, who we apparently it got revealed later on by Nia Jax by drunk Nia Jax that this is Becky Lynch's ex-boyfriend that used to, and she also revealed that he used to ghostwrite Becky Lynch's tweets.
Damn, Irish Quick Miller. That's what's going on.
He used to ghostwrite Becky Lynch's tweets, and he wrote all her material that she used to use basically when she was going on her heel turn and going up the ranks. We got that part. We got some other nigga named David Isaacs or whatever the fuck his name is. Was not good at all. But
And
it's
we
just
got Big
like
Scapegoat
all in all,
Jumpman.
bro. Yo, literally 45 minutes, and we were listening, and we were listening in the Discord last night, and
You were torturing your Discord. Why would you do that?
no, not in no. I was listening with
Okay.
some of my other friends. That are not
Why'd you
on
torture your
YouTube.
friends like that?
Yo, we were literally just like,
We was doing our thing.
we were just like,
Fucked
yo,
up.
what? We were just like, yo, what is this? We were just like, yo, what is happening here? Like, what are we listening to? It was just horrible. It was awful. It was like the worst content you could imagine, bro. And I was just like, I'm sorry. I told my friends, I'm sorry I subjected y'all to this. Like, this is really
It
Yeah.
was so
I
bad.
was just like,
Bro.
but
I'm
yo,
not,
it was
I'm not gonna lie to you,
terrible.
bro. The two names you just told me out loud, it's like when Drake names someone in a song that you just never hear about. It's like I was at dinner with whoever. I don't know
Bro,
who those people are.
bro,
Exactly.
yo, and then the worst part of the audio is the very beginning of the audio. The guy recording is just laughing at literally everything. He's laughing at literally everything.
It was
And the
crazily.
opener's not even good. The opener
Almost none
fucking
of it was good.
sucked.
He's just laughing like
And
every like he wasn't getting
he's like
confirmed.
all you hear is dumb joke here.
You know what's
Holy
interesting, Rob?
fuck.
I noticed that someone else that was laughing. I didn't hear him, but I did see them. And it was another person who was on stage. It was Sami Zayn. He kept laughing. What was that
Oh
about?
yeah.
Oh
Yeah. Fucking
yeah,
no,
Nick Remy.
but Novi. But Novi. You mean no Novi. You have to no Novi. They forced Sami Zayn to be on stage, Novi. They
40-year-old
forced
man, by
him
the
to
way.
be there. They told Sami Zayn, if you don't go up on that stage, you're gonna get fired, Sam. You're gonna get fired, Sammy. That's what they did, right?
Look, man, I enjoy Sami Zayn. I love Sami Zayn. But come on, man. He was a part of that. He's a grown ass man. He can make
Come
his own
on,
decisions,
man. Come
y'all.
on, man. Paul Levesque said he ain't getting a push no more. He ain't win that World Heavyweight Championship if he don't attend. 40-year-old man, by the way. Mind you, they literally blew up the spot and said Nia was the only woman that like volunteered to be there. So you mean tell me Sami Zayn, one of those popular men on the roster, one of the most beloved men in wrestling, one of your top draws, he had to be there by force?
Bro, it was so like it was just so like, and then he goes up there. I was like kind of listening to Sammy's part, but not really. And his part was just like really, all of it was just like really bad. Like it was just like really. The only parts that I was just like, okay, this is worth like you secretly recording was like Paul's part, which was just really bad, like racism, and then he got cooked by Fluffy because he made some stupid joke, racist joke about Fluffy, and then Fluffy was like, "Nigga, you making jokes about me, but all you niggas are wrestlers, and I got the loudest pop here, and we're in a wrestling show, so I don't care." Cry. Sammy does comedy tours with that group of freaks all the time, by the way. These are his friends. Yes. These comedy tours that he does, it's the same comedy tours that Nick and Nemeth and them go. They all go on these comedy tours with these weirdos, bro. He loves these weirdos. He bang with these weirdos. He don't be like, yo, these are my friends over here that I don't really bet. No, nigga, he bang with them. When
The
he
niggas you be
retires,
hanging with.
when he retires, you will probably see him. If he doesn't become a WWE producer, when he retires, well, when he even no, when he does, you'll be seeing him. You know, the Undertaker one man shows. He will be doing those one man shows with all these niggas on Peacock or the network or some shit. So those are his friends. But all in all, before we, I just wanted to touch on that before we got into Dynamite because that kind of enhanced WWE's bad PR as of late. While they tried so much to salvage it with the episode of Raw, Dwayne basically went on the Pat McAfee show the other day and fried that. So there's that along with the roast of WrestleMania.
He's a beast.
That along with the roast of WrestleMania enhanced the aura of the great Dynamite that we got last night. Guys, please remember to like, subscribe, and do send your super chats. Remember, this will be a kind of a shorter show today, but just because it's a shorter show today doesn't mean that we don't appreciate your money on a weekly basis.
We love
remember,
your
you
money. We want more of your money. You could just send it in, all of it, if you
Bring it on
choose.
in. Back the Brinks truck up with the money.
Absolutely, yo. Remember, you steer the show with your super chats. So shows like these where we don't really talk about the show, we talk about the bullet points, the big parts of the show. You steer the show with your super chats. You guide the show with your super chats. and we take your takes, we take your money, we take your questions, we take
Say money like that, bro.
we take it all. No Diddy. So
The R, the
so
O,
so
the
make
B,
sure
the E, the R.
so make sure you guys do send your super chats. I'm gonna read a couple of these off before we get into the big parts of Dynamite last night. So Clayton Boland, 499. Is Darby and Rock equivalent in terms of holding the main event scene hostage? Any parallels to look back on in comparison?
Not
No,
Darby,
because
no.
one,
Very different.
no, and let me explain why. One person is going to film movies, and the other person is going to risk their life on a mountain. It's totally two totally different
Yes.
things.
The only similarity is that their bookers are stupid. That's the only
Exactly,
similarity.
like
That's the only
exactly. It's like that both bookers don't know what they're doing, but one is going to film movies, movies that's gonna make like about millions of dollars, and the other nigga is just like, yeah, I'm gonna risk my life doing something basically nobody really comes back from. So
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's not even a real them decision. It's literally just the bookers just listening to them.
Yeah.
It's really not up to them. They don't have that much power. Well, Darby definitely doesn't.
Yo, and all love and respect to Darby Allin. He's not shooting an angle like that with John Cena, man. He's not doing it. And by his own admission, he ain't putting something like that together. So
That man did all that just to have Travis Scott have a whole aura entrance at Mania and play a part in the finish. I'm fucking crying.
yo, I was crying laughing when fucking Fiend hit. I just didn't know what to do with myself at that point. I was like, what is going on here, man? What
when
route
Fiend
are we
hit, I
taking?
said, you know what I said on my stream when Fiend hit? I said, let's go, we're winning the fucking belt. Let's go.
Well,
Like,
we
I
know
didn't
you
give a fuck
nasty as hell and
about.
wanted to
Yo,
happen. We
I
know
was
that.
not watching that main event. And Dave Meltzer, I'm gonna rate this match for him. I was watching that main event. I'm not gonna lie, I was watching that main event with cock in hand. All right, y'all. I
Yeah,
was
that's
watching
good.
that main event.
That's good because that main
Ready.
event was terrible. That's
I
really
was
good,
watching
man.
it. Oh my god, yeah. Oh. Yeah, I was
This is
watching
a
that main
nasty
event.
individual, y'all. I just want to let y'all know how nasty.
Disgusting
Rock
guy,
is.
bro.
Y'all, listen, bro.
All this for
Y'all
John
give a fuck
Cena?
about yo. When it comes to John
Hold
Cena,
on.
y'all give a fuck. When it comes to John Cena, y'all give a
Current.
fuck about match quality. I give a fuck about the title quantity. All right,
Well, what we make, Rob, we make moments.
Oh, by the way, there's a new club involving championships. I was told I have to like restate this. There's a new club involving championships. It's called the 17 and Up Club in championships. If your favorite wrestler has 16 and under championships, you can't sit in our section. You cannot talk to us. You are peasants
Interesting.
to us. You are below us, actually. You can't go in that section. You know the velvet rope, nigga, the rope, it's a big blue rope. You can't go past that rope. You can't go sit in our section. That's our section. 17
So
championships.
This man right
So
here.
you only allow 17 in your section, right, Rob? That's what you're saying to me?
No, 17 and up. 17 and up. It's
Okay.
17 championships and
That's good.
no, I know what you're doing. And no, I know what you're doing. No. The
You will not
championship.
play my game.
I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
17 and up championships. If you you might listen, listen,
Jesus.
Rocky. Listen, Rocky. I know you got 7 championships, but you still gonna have to go in the bump section. And this is what it is, bro. Like I don't know what to tell you. You're still gonna have to go in the. Maybe you can go drink with the. You can go drink with the little niggas that got 4 and 5.
Hey, he got
But you don't
Terramana in
have
the cut,
17.
and he got your soul. So
You know,
one.
well, he does have our soul. Yo, why is everybody saying Rob? That's crazy. I said championships. I made it clear I wasn't talking about age. What the fuck? Yo, that's y'all, bro. That's y'all.
Y'all got some
Y'all thinking
crazy
about it a different
vibes.
way.
I was just asking a
I
question, bro.
clarified. I made sure I clarified.
In fairness, he did. In fairness,
Chi-Town Spurs, $5. So should the ops take "Make 'Em Say as their theme, or should it be the music used in Anarchy in the? Oh, I forgot, bro. Because we're not gonna get Wild Thing this year because John Moxley decided to be a terrorist to take it away from us. So
because of course he did.
and then we don't have the final countdown because I don't think Brian's gonna be in the Anarchy in the Arena because he's basically dead in kayfabe. So
Yeah.
um
Well, the ops should have a masterpiece song as a theme, right? Make him say is not the correct answer. The correct answer is Bout It. That's what it should be.
yeah, I think it should be that one. I think it should be that. It should be a song that when you hear the song, you understand why it's playing over the match. That's a song that would make people understand why it's playing over the match, even if they're not like a Master P fan. So, thank you for the super chat, Shy Town. Corey David, $2. Bucks would not pull the 4 out of Hank and
You're
Tank. That's
wrong.
just
You're
not
wrong.
true.
And let me tell you
I'm not
why.
gonna let that. I'm not
Let
gonna
me
let
tell
that
you why.
propaganda slide.
Dynamite 85, 5-13-21, 4 stars. The Bucks versus Brian Pillman Jr. and Griff Garrison. Grow up.
Varsity athletes, literally.
And we got another one. No
Like I said,
disrespect.
guys.
4-22-21. The Bucks versus Matt Seidel and Mike Seidel. All love to Matt Seidel. Mike Seidel, 4 stars. That's good work.
I'm pretty
That's
sure the last
good work.
match in PWG was, I think it was the Rascals or whatnot. Dave was like, bro, I didn't know y'all were that good when he first seen the Rascals after the show. Get that motherfucker 4 1/4, 4.5, something like that. So that's all we need to know.
Like I said, guys, I love both tag teams. I think both tag teams are exceptional, and I think they're doing great work. And I think Faction is going to do great work when they get to. I think Faction has done good work this year. I think they're going to do great work when they get to the main roster. But yeah, I love both tag teams. So
4 years
I
ago,
hope both teams have
y'all weren't
fun.
watching last night. Then y'all weren't watching last night.
Last night they were just as good last night, which we can kind of use that to get into the Bucks match from last night. Okay, so let's talk about the beginning of Dynamite really quick, so to get that out of the way, since we just talked about Master P. Master P started off the show. Dynamite emanated from New Orleans last night, so that is why Master P started the show. He basically welcomed the New Orleans crowd to Dynamite, and then he invited the Ops to come down to the ring to celebrate their AEW Trios Championship win from a week ago. They basically came out, started celebrating, and then I didn't really hear the promo that they were starting to cut because the stream wasn't really working. But then
It was
all of a
basically
sudden, I had
promoting the
seen.
NIL of UNO. That might
Okay,
be
okay. Wait, the NIL for who?
University of New Orleans.
Nigga, ain't that no? Wait, I don't understand how they got NIL, nigga. That school is going broke. What the fuck? How they got NIL?
Apparently, Master P is a big part of the NIL
How the
stuff.
fuck they got NIL? Well, now we know how they're going broke. But anyways,
Come on, man.
So back, I was about to say because them niggas is going broke. I was talking about my mom going to there and getting a job over the summer, and she was like, "Man, they cutting costs, they cutting people and shit like that." I was like, "Damn, what's good, Chris?"
I saw a blasphemous comment that said that the Young Bucks couldn't get a 4 out of Hank and Tank. First of all, Braxium versus Hank and Tank's not a fucking 4. It's just not a 4.
It was cry.
Yo, I'm not gonna get mad here. Listen, that match isn't a 4-star match. That match isn't even close to the Young Bucks versus Jet Speed. So what are we talking about here? Like, I don't get what y'all be talking about. Fraxium had one good year, right? That doesn't make you the best tag team in the world. When fucking LeBron finally didn't win an MVP when he's on the Heat, right? When they stopped giving the year that they were like, all right, we can't just give LeBron the MVP every week, even though he's obviously the best player in the world. When fucking Derrick Rose won the MVP over LeBron, was Derrick Rose the best player in the league?
No. I wholeheartly agree with your sentiment. By the way.
So like, why are and it's mostly it's pretty much only in wrestling when someone has a great year, and I like to their standards, Fraction had a great year. I don't watch a lot of them, but if everyone's saying they had a great year, even non NXT eaters said that they're having a good year, they're probably having a good year. I've seen some of their matches, but what does that mean? How does that make them a better tag team than the Young Bucks when the Young Bucks have been doing this for 20 years? Eight-time Wrestling Observer Tag Team of the Year. They're gonna name the award after the Young Bucks when this is over. I hope y'all know that. They're gonna name it after the Young Bucks. They won it.
Rightfully.
How old are the Young Bucks? They're both in their 40s, right? Probably 40s,
Yes.
maybe.
Nah, Matt's 40, Nick's like 36.
Okay, so they're both in their
you're
late 30s to 40s, and they just won Tag Team Wrestler of the Year from the Wrestling Observer. And obviously, the Wrestling Observer is not the end all be all. But in the Wrestler Appearance post, they were number 2. Should have been number 1, but they were number 2. That also counts for something. So
and this isn't even really the shit on Fraction, even though they should be shat on for being just compared to the greatness of Nicholas and Matthew Jackson. But we do this thing where we can't appreciate greatness. I didn't bring up. I did not start this fucking Fraction sucks thing because there was like niggas were saying they were attacking the year. I didn't care. Like, hey, think whoever you want to think is attacking you. But when niggas started comparing them to the Young Bucks, it's like, wait, why are you comparing them to the Young Bucks? I get the both having great years, but like you're saying, yeah, Fraction clears the Young Bucks. How? What did they do to clear them? What did they do to clear them? Could they get the wrestler in a warehouse and fucking get manufactured chance?
Oh my god.
No, the shit the Young Bucks do is organic, ethical tag team wrestling. First match on Dynamite since 2024 in October, right? Marcus, October?
Yeah, October.
And they just had probably the best tag team match in Dynamite this year. I don't know if anyone would argue
Shit.
that. Anyone?
Crystal, please make sure you keep talking because I just dropped my AirPod.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, right? The Young Bucks, and people are never going to appreciate the Young Bucks truly until they retire. And that's just a fact. It's the same thing with people do with all great wrestlers, all great athletes in general. They don't appreciate them until they retire truly. And when they retire, people go like, "Oh man, remember when the Young Bucks was doing this and doing that, blah blah blah. Remember all the people that the Young Bucks inspired." Who has Fraction inspired in this 1 year of wrestling? Huh? Who?
I couldn't tell you.
Nigga, they've been a team for a year.
And the Young Bucks were
Okay.
a TV tag team for a year, and they already had sons. Top Flight thought they could do this shit because of the Young Bucks. Private Party was like, "Oh, Young Bucks. I see them on TV. Maybe I can get blah blah blah." They have sons in this game.
True.
And maybe Fraction will have sons in this game one day if they stay together. I don't know. I don't know how what their ceiling is on the main roster. It's probably pretty high, right? Because there's not a lot of great tag teams in WWE at the moment.
Well,
But when you have the longevity and you have the what's the word, Junior say qua, that the Young Bucks have had for 20 straight years, having sons wrestled in Tokyo Dome, made a bit of pay-per-views, Sting's last match, some of the greatest tag matches of all time. If you had a top 10 of tag matches of all time, you could argue the Young Bucks are in at least 5 of those matches.
Like the best, like 2 stipulation matches that are very common in American wrestling. The Young Bucks arguably had the best match of all time in both those stipulations. Arguably the best cage match, arguably the best ladder match. Had a hell of a best of 7. And we talking about the TV match we had last night. This ain't even counting the Tokyo Dome joint they had, where they were the best part of that match with United Empire and Naito and Hiromu. And that's not even counting them trying their damnedest to get a good match out of Naito months later.
Niggas thought
got
the varsity blondes were gonna be something in this business. And y'all can revisionist history all you want. After they wrestled the Young Bucks, me included, I thought that the varsity blondes were gonna be something in this business. And they're both flops.
Bro,
And it's sad to
Brian
say.
Pillman Jr. got a feud with MJF because he was so good in that match.
Because
It
of
brought
that match.
20K people. It brought 20K.
That happened. That does not happen unless the Bucks give him that match.
Also, people last year was like a down year for tag team wrestling. People never bring that up. That was a down year for tag team wrestling. Like there was a year, and I'm a Clippers fan, so I can say there was a year DeAndre Jordan was first team All NBA. You know why? Because it was a down year for the center position. And the Bucks wanted a down year, which was the correct decision. Well, won specifically, but that was a down year for tag team wrestling. What's saying Fraction has a better run than they had last year? Because this year has not been a down year so far. It's been a great year for tag team wrestling, and I'll say Fraction is a part of that. But are Fraction leading the way for tag team of the year this year? Does anyone think, Rob? Do you think that since you're a fan and you're an NFC watcher, do you think they're leading the way? And I'm not saying that they can't enter that conversation. They probably are. They're probably top 5, top 3, whatever. I don't watch enough to
To my knowledge, they've barely even wrestled like 5 matches this year on TV. I think they had a match at Stand and Deliver, and I think they had a match with the Hardys. But other than that, I don't remember what else.
Speaking of the Hardys,
yo, J-Bo, I don't know if I can repeat that since you're on there. But you're right.
you're absolutely
No,
right.
J-Bo is right. J-Bo is right, and the Fraction just got a 3.5 out of them. So the Bucks
And
had the
then
better
what?
match.
You know what else happened that same week? That same string of weeks. They were supposed to have a triple threat ladder match with Jurassic Express and the Hardys, the corpses of the Hardys, and Jeff got Jeff happened. What happened? It was tragic and all that. And guess what? The Young Bucks was like, "Fuck that! We're still doing the match." And had a great tag team ladder match on the fly with Jurassic
The
Express.
match was incredible.
Great match. No, that's an underrated match. I mean, people talk
Very
about the
underrated.
Christian
People do
turn
not talk about it,
mostly, but it was an
And
underrated match.
that 3-way tag match with Swerve and Our Glory and Team Taz.
One of the
glue.
best triple threat tag matches of all
glue.
time. No, niggas thought has Hobbs had a performance as good as that since? Maybe you can argue the mirror match, maybe, right? But that was like you were looking at Hobbs and when's the last time Hobbs hit a fucking his fucking frog splash? You know what? Because the Young Bucks give young black men confidence in themselves. They've done it with Private
They
Party.
do. They
They've
do.
done it with Top Flight, even though Top Flight's not where we want them to be. But they really the reason Top Flight is signed. They did it with the Rascals with Desmond Xavier. That was the last ever Bucks PMG match. They put them over, right? They give these young black men just confidence and just like, yo, we believe in you, we believe in you. And obviously the Private Party stuff didn't turn out great. Like they weren't booked great. You know why they weren't booked great? Because the Bucks don't have the pin. I bet you if the Bucks had the pin and they were in charge of like the tag team division or whatever, they would have had a way better reign. Because they care about tag team wrestling and
Well, not even that. Not even that. They would have had a way better reign if they were planned to win in the first place.
Yeah, well, the Bucks wanting Outrunners to win was
And
crazy.
That was
That
crazy.
was
I don't think
crazy.
the way they wanted that. I didn't know.
Yeah, they wanted
Because
to
you know how
win.
the Bucks
They
are.
said it.
They don't say no to creative at this point anymore. They're just like, yo,
Yeah.
I guess that's what we're doing.
Yo, and you've mentioned a lot of great matches, Chris. There's one match that you're forgetting to mention. One of the greatest tag matches to ever happen. Hangman and Kenny versus the Bucks.
Oh my God.
Faction will never sniff a tag match that good ever in their lives. I'm so serious. They will never ever get close to that. Not even.
And like, listen, that's true. First of all, that's true. They're never gonna. No one's ever gonna have the match that good unless it's the Young Bucks. But if Faction does not have to live up to like, I don't even want to say live up, but they don't have to like reach the heights the Young Bucks reach to be a great tag team. But what people need to stop doing is, first of all, you should stop comparing people in general. Unless you niggas are really ready for the smoke. I compare people because I'm ready for the smoke. I'm ready for everything.
Talk to him, Chriso.
I'm ready for fan bases and other niggas to get mad at me. Y'all aren't. Y'all get mad when like niggas, every time I mention Fraction nowadays, niggas like, oh, you just have to mention Fraction. You niggas started this war. You started it. Evil. You started it.
Keep shooting, Chriso. Keep
On a
shooting.
fucking Raw review, 1v2, Rob and Ebu, when they were disrespecting my goats, and I stood my ground, and you was talking about, no, Crystal, you lost this debate, blah, blah, blah. I don't care if I lost the debate. That's what debating is about. In general,
I didn't
it's about you did start it.
I did not start that. No, I'm not gonna let you.
No,
I'm not gonna let you revise history. I'm not gonna let
I'm
you
not
revise
revising
history.
history.
I mean,
We was talking about how we thought they was tag team of the year, and you started arguing it. No one asked you to argue.
Let me down the Young Bucks.
Okay, and okay.
You made it. So what's the
But
problem here?
I wasn't. I never downplayed the Young Bucks. I was just like, I never downplayed their ability. I said I didn't think their creative was that great, and they were given that the opportunity to have a great year.
Rob, you were trolling them.
I was not trolling. Now you're just lying. Now we've gotten to the stage now where we're just lying. I was not trolling.
Listen, I don't want to take up.
exactly.
I don't want to take up too much of the review time because I'm not going to be
I
able to.
wasn't trolling. I never trolled. This is just lies. Like we're lying in front of the audience that watched.
We're gonna find the bod, and I'm gonna show you, and you're gonna apologize to me. You're gonna apologize for being a bitch ass, broke ass nigga.
Nigga, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, bro. Let me tell you something.
I'm gonna get my
e-boost. I'll tell you exactly what I said. I tell you exactly what I said. I said the creative didn't give them the opportunity to give them to have a great year because they had to work their fucking Acclaimed and have 2.5s with the Acclaimed to have the fucking year. And they weren't even 2s; they were like 3.5s because the Acclaimed were that bad that they had to take them to 3.5s. That's exactly what I said. I never trolled them. That was you talking about somebody trolling them.
You said the creative sucked. You said No, Ebro was trolling more than you. I'm not gonna lie, but you were trolling. I don't. You keep saying you weren't trolling, but you fucking were trolling. And anyone who wants to troll the Young Bucks, meet me on the fucking timeline. Meet me in the self-made Discord. Meet me on the space. I'll debate any nigga in the world on this subject.
Oh my God, please talk.
Any nigga in the world about the Young Bucks, nigga. I'll die for them niggas. I'll die for them white boys. And
We
fuck
spazzing
Barack
for Big
Obama.
Matthew. We spazzing for Big Nicholas.
Fuck Barack Obama. I want to punch that nigga too.
See, okay, I looked it up. And they have had some tag team matches this year, but they're not as memorable as the tag team
Name
matches
them for me,
they
Rob.
had
And
last night.
how about this, Rob? Me, Novi, and Marcus. We'll see if we've heard about the matches after you name them. Go ahead. Name the matches they've had this year.
Briggs and Inamura, we watched that in court.
Do y'all remember that match? Anything from that
I don't
match?
remember that.
No troll.
No.
I really don't remember it that much.
No.
No, I didn't remember
I
it either.
I remember it. I remember it not being very good.
Damn, that's not good.
Well, that's not what Dave said. Dave gave it a 4.5.
Well, Dave's cool.
So, wait, they gave it a 4.5.
4.5.
We can't
Huh?
what? Dave,
That match is
match is-
terrible.
Dave, are you okay?
Oh,
Listen,
but no. Okay,
He did that, he did that-
keep in mind before people start making them laugh. I'm not trolling the Bucks here. I'm just stating a fact.
I mean,
But
he
no,
gave a death
no.
row
Let me say this. The Jeff and Matt Hardy match was good, but it wasn't as great as like all these matches that I'm about to list off are not as great as the tag team match that I watched.
Did
last
they
night,
lose
so.
to the Hardys?
Yeah, they lost to the Hardys. Yo, Matt Hardy's disgusting human being.
I'm just-
Yo,
Oh,
Matt
man.
Hardy's a piece of shit, bro. He's a piece of shit. Yo, what was that match as good as the Young Bucks versus the Hardy in the Double or Nothing?
No,
Oh, interesting.
it was like
There we
7 minutes anyway. So,
7 minutes. They don't even give them real matches. What's up with that?
If you're that
The
good, you
match-
can give us up in 7. You know.
the
can't
match
have
they
12?
had against Swipe Right was like 5 minutes, but it was good. But it wasn't
Swipe
as
Right?
It was
What?
absolutely not as good as the
they
match
in
from last
Evolve?
night.
No way.
No,
Yeah,
they were not on Evolve.
Swipe
It was
Right
on.
came
It was
to
on regular
NXT?
TV.
Wow.
No, they weren't called up, but they
What
just gave them that match because they were about to go to WrestleMania weekend and wrestle a lot. So,
Mhm.
and then the match that obviously that we watched over the weekend, the Stand and Deliver match, which was good, but it
That
wasn't
was a
as
good
great
match.
as
That was a
tag
good
last
match.
night.
Wasn't a 4.
Ain't Swipe Right. I'm deleting that.
I mean, it is swipe
deleting
right.
that.
You know what I mean? So
But listen, I don't want to
Yeah,
take up too
ain't
much
that about
time.
swipe right?
There's a lot of stuff y'all can talk about, but if y'all don't mind, can we talk about the Bucks smash?
Yeah, no,
now?
but we could
So-
obviously
hell yeah.
we have to get in. Okay, so where I was. Okay, so obviously. That happened. Samoa Joe basically choked out Mox after the Death Riders came out. Masterpiece started trying to give him punches for whatever reason. Then
Good
the rest
punches.
of then the Bucks came out, and then the Bucks jumped on Samoa Joe, getting him off of Mox. Then Swerve came out. Then after Swerve came out, Kenny came out, and no, Hobbs came. The rest of the Ops came out, and then they turned into a big schmoz at the beginning of the TV. But then later on in the TV, we got we got the fucking Bucks versus the Jet Speed, which is the. Did they name him that, or did you name him that, Chris?
That's just the name people are giving them. They just revealed
Okay.
it's Kevin Knight and Matt Bailey.
Jet Speed. They faced Jet Speed last night. Did the Young Bucks, and it was a great match. It was one of the better tag team matches of the year for the Young Bucks.
What match is
They haven't
better,
even
do
had
you-
that many
do y'all
fucking
think?
tag team matches this year, and this is like their
They've
second
had
tag
3.
team match this year, if I'm not mistaken. Right?
They've had 3, but one was with the corpse of Naito, so maybe it doesn't count.
But 2 of them were,
Yeah,
but like, at least you
wasn't
had,
that bad.
Jeff Cobb to hide it,
So, yeah, so this is their third tag team match of the year, and this tag team match was excellent. They went out there and faced the Jet Speed and gave them a great match. I really wish a lot of heels in the business, especially heels that did flips before they turned heel, would learn from the Young Bucks. Jack Harry, would learn from the Young Bucks. You know what I seen in a clip last night after I watched the match clearly, but there was a clip of the Young Bucks doing you know how Matt Jackson does Nick does the face buster in the ring, and then he goes to the outside and does the moonsault. After you notice after one detail that I noticed after he did the moonsault is he didn't like hype up the crowd. He didn't start throwing his hands up, hyping up the crowd. He basically was like, "Yeah, nigga, I know I'm that nigga." Like he threw his arms up, threw his arms to the side, basically damn near did the Rainmaker pose to say, "Yeah, I know I'm that nigga." So that's what more heels need to take from. They had an excellent match. I really loved Kevin. Like I already know Speedball is godly. Y'all have heard me talk about Speedball before, but I think Kevin Knight was excellent in this match. Kevin Knight in every single performance that he's had in AEW so far, including the Jay White match, has been excellent. He's came out here and showed what he can do. In the amount of time that he's been given, he's been given 15, 20 minutes on some bases, 15 minutes on a pay-per-view, and even in giving the short amount of time that he's been given, he had excellent matches. I wanted to start with you, Chris, because this is the segment that you showed up for. What did you think of the match last night, and what do you see Jet Speed and Kevin Knight going forward?
I mean, I see them as, maybe not a permanent tag team. I know some people want them as a permanent tag team, but if they're not going to win those belts anytime soon, I'd rather those guys, still do a lot of single stuff, especially Mike Bailey. Um, I think Kevin Knight, he's still a little bit younger to the business. I think he graduated the dojo like 3, 4 years ago, so he's still young to the business. Him in these tag matches and these 6-mans and all that is really good. Him mixing up with top stars. It looks like he's going to have a little few of Ricochet, which is good for him. Um, I thought this match was great. I thought everyone in it was great, especially Nick Jackson. Well, really, to be honest, I want to give a shout out to Matt Jackson. He's got in the shape of his life. He's in fucking great shape.
Those
He's moving
biceps.
around a lot.
They
His
look
biceps are
really
crazy right
good.
now.
They look
Yeah.
real fit. They look real swole.
And at the beginning of the match, Nick was like keeping up pace with Speedball, and Speedball was not slowing down for him.
At all.
Which is like a good sign. That's when I knew. We were watching in court, me, Rob, and some other people were watching in Discord. And when that happened, I was like, "Hold on, why Matt moving kind of crazy right now? Who he feeling like?"
He
And
was moving diffy.
I thought it was a great match. High stakes. The last match that the Young Bucks had on Dynamite was the Private Party match, and I think this had like similar um, atmosphere to that match. That is like obviously not as great because it's not a tag team title match, and Private Party's careers were on the line or whatever. But I thought the atmosphere was great. I thought Kevin Knight was probably the most over he's been in AEW, just working face and doing this. He had a great fucking comeback spot. The whole spot at the end after Speedball was like done in the match because he took the Meltzer driver. That was an amazing hope shot. One of the best I've seen in a while. He fucking dodged the BTE trigger, jumped over, did his fucking pendulum DDT. And like it really showed that he could have won this match if Ricochet didn't, get involved. So I like stuff like that. This fucking young kid could have won this match if he wasn't, interfered with. I thought it was great. I think it's top 3 tag match of the year. There's probably one better. I don't know. Probably the Australian tag. I'm a little lower on that match than I was initially. That's not a bad thing though.
Yeah, it's a great match, but I'm a little low right now too.
Yeah. But I thought it was a great time, and I'm glad the Young Bucks showed that they still got it.
Bro, we're gonna see the barricade doomsday device, bro. Like,
Oh my gosh, RIP my nigga Jay Briscoe.
oh,
Honestly,
he
I
would've
just have to
been-
say that because it's a doomsday device.
yeah, like they was doing crazy shit. That night and Speedball had some great tag team offense. Niggas hit a doomsday device backbreaker, bro. Like they was doing crazy shit.
That was
man.
nasty, bro. That was nasty. I didn't know what they were going for.
Bro, Kev got so much elevation on that drop kick, and then Speedball just dropped Australian's knees. I'm like, bro, your knees okay, bro?
Yeah, bro.
Bro,
Yeah,
Kevin
I
gets
saw he
crazy height.
Oh, they're so good. And the Bucks, the one thing that people don't talk enough about them with how great they are very good at closing stretches in the sense that they are very good at thinking just when this match is about to be over, they give the opponent something where it's like, oh shit, they just might win this, and then go, no, actually, they come with BT trigger, EVP trigger, whatever it is now. Like they're very good at giving their opponents a lot. They're very good at using their skill sets and implementing into their matches because you know how they tend to start a little slower and they let like Kevin and Speedball just get their shit in and establish what they can do, and then they start getting to the crazy stuff. And Nick was keeping great pace. They were in tremendous shape. I really want to point that out.
Yeah.
Like, they looked great. No vest. They had shirts on.
Yo, thank
Finally
fucking
lost
God.
those stupid fucking vests. Finally.
Yo,
Oh my
I thought they were
god.
gonna wear the Japan gear, which I like. The bodysuits they were wearing in Japan, those are really cool too. But when I saw them with no shirt, I was like, oh yeah, they feeling different. And I hope, I really, really do hope. I don't know. This isn't like news or anything. It's just like I know those stuff. Like the Young Bucks were kind of like these last couple years, like kind of disillusioned with wrestling after everything that happened with Brawl Out and fucking. That's why it seemed like they were like not really into a lot of stuff, and they weren't really loving the game. But I hope they tweeted on Twitter last night like, "Yo, just in case y'all forgot, this is who we are. Like we do this shit. Like we're the best tag team of all time. We're still the best tag team today." I hope it gave them a lot of confidence because I would love to see another strong year out of them.
Oh,
They can have such a better year than they had last year, bro. They really can. Um, so I hope they wrestle a lot more. Tony Khan, pay them dates, brother. But yeah, how'd you feel, Melvin?
I mean, this is one hell of a match. It really, like, from the jump, I could kind of tell, like you were talking about it, how they were moving, how they were keeping pace. They really did like turn back the clock a little bit. Like, I'm not so sure how far back, but they were looking in incredible shape, incredible form. Bro, shout out to fucking Speedball and shout out to Kevin Knight. Real ones knew from the get-go they were going to get over. I was kind of shocked by how over Speedball was last night. He got a crazy pop. It was one of the best of the whole night.
they love Speedball.
People love Speedball, and it's not surprising. It's really not. He's a unique character. His offense is one of one. It's easy to connect with people. So, hey, shout out to him for that, and shout out to the Bucks, man. I really hope they keep getting more matches this year. I hope they keep going at it. Pay them dates, bro. Let's see them work this whole roster.
Exactly. I'm so glad you mentioned that tweet yesterday because they dropped their nuts after that match. Like straight up dropped their nuts at the time. I'm like, yeah, that's what we do. Y'all know what it is.
What do we do?
It's what we do. Yeah, but like, so glad they look so motivated out there. They look great. The tag division in terms of talent is like night and day compared to what it was last year.
It's looking real good right now, bro. Really good.
There's
Really
like
good.
3 different people I would like to see beat the Hurt Syndicate, bro. That's how good the tag division is looking right now.
Yeah, it's a weird because we're around that same spot around All In season, where it wasn't like this the last couple times they challenged for the belts. But man, you want to throw Young Bucks or FTR in there, I wouldn't be mad at it.
Yeah.
They're both in really, really good form.
And this is another super chat. Jaw Flakes $4.99 dropped a good single, but now we gotta wait for the album.
Yo, bro,
Come on, bro.
the Bucks have dropped some great albums since they were in PWG, fucking bothering Super Dragon about bookings. Stop that. We have seen, and I don't care what y'all say. If y'all don't agree with this, chat, I'm just not gonna take your opinion seriously. If you don't agree that 2021 was the greatest tag team album of all time, there's nothing to talk about. They dropped the greatest album of all time. They dropped the miseducation of Matthew and Nicholas.
Dead ass, bro.
Okay.
Nigga, I was in the crowd every single week watching them boys go
He was
crazy.
in them buildings, eating shit during the pandemic, risking his life just to watch the Young Bucks hoop.
Nigga, I was one person of 1 in those buildings. I was one person of 10 in those buildings. I was one person of 1,000, one person of 5,000. They was dropping hit after hit after fucking hit in the penny. So tell me about them.
Stop. They don't have anything to prove. But you know why they still do this? Because that's what goats do. Is fractionalism gonna be a thing in 2 years? Do we know?
That's another thing.
Do we know that?
At the end of this year, I'm not so sure.
Like, bro, knowing this company and their track record of how they value tag wrestling, like, are we sure?
Bro.
But like, shout out Jaw Flakes. So he part of the Self-Made Discord. He's a cool cat. But before I leave, I want to say, one thing I forgot to mention during the match. If you listen to the reaction Kevin Knight got when he saved Mark from Ricochet, it wasn't a giant reaction, right? It was like, a couple people like, hey, but it wasn't huge. And if you listen to the reaction that he got during that hot tag, and that comeback spot, not the hot tag, the comeback spot, it's night and day. And that's what Wrestling Young Bucks do. It gets you over. They put themselves in the state where they're like, yo, we're okay. We'll take anything you want to give us. We'll do anything you want to give us, as long as you're game. So, it kind of upsets me that the Young Bucks are still doing this fucking EVP stuff. Even though it looks like they're making it work now, but I wouldn't be mad at them being like, yo, we still got it. We still got it, Ron. We just want to prove to ourselves that we're still the goats and all that stuff. But
Right.
I thought this was a home run on all cylinders.
All right. Really quickly, I think I'm gonna go through some more super chats, and then we can get into speed run the MJF segment, and then we can kind of use the last few minutes of the we could kind of use the last few minutes of the show to talk about the Owen Hart semifinal. So, because the draft starts in like literally 15 minutes. So, we got, I mean, not like, though we got time, but I don't want to. We've already spent like 20 minutes on one match. So,
They deserve it.
They deserve it, obviously, but they definitely deserve it, obviously. But
Goats.
Cozy, $5. When do you guys think Kyle Protostar Fletcher will become the world champion in AEW? Side note, I really miss seeing that belt every week. Oh man,
Bro.
I just wonder where the AEW World Championship is, man. I just can't just put my finger on it, man.
I think I got an answer for you there. So there's some bald dude who wears a white t-shirt every week who got choked out in the opening segment that for some reason said, I'm the world championship.
I maybe I'm in the minority, but I just don't think it's a good idea, right? That we're talking about Dynamite has been great the last 2 weeks, and the AEW World Championship was not on the show. We're having great Dynamites
John
with no
Moxley was
physical
on the
world
show.
title belt.
John Moxley was on the show though, bro.
Say he is the world championship.
He's the world championship. So
yeah, that's right, bro. That's right. That's what's up,
bruh. Bruh, where is the belt, nigga? Like, come on.
That's a beautiful
bro.
belt. Can we see it, big
We're
bro?
having great Dynamites with no world championship physically present.
Oh, but to answer Cozy's question, if that they make the unification match a world title afterwards, which I think they might be leaning to, I can see him winning that belt first if they do that. But if they don't do that and it's just one world title still, I can see it being. I don't know if Osprey's winning it all in or not. I don't like to think he is, but maybe he's fucking not. And if Darby wins it, they probably want to give the belt to. I don't know. If Darby wins it, Kyle Fletcher is a heel, so maybe him winning it from Darby after like a 3-month break from Darby would be an option.
I wouldn't be mad at it.
On the trajectory we're currently on with Kyle Fletcher, he's too fucking good to deny. I would do it next year. I wouldn't waste any time with him. He's that good.
All I know is my main takeaway from watching Dynamite is the Dark House family should be the main heel faction in this company.
Dude, they're
I feel like they are, bro. I get that the Death Riders are in the world title scene, but like
they spiritually are.
Yeah, like the Dark House family is like everywhere else. They wrestle every week. They're winning. Fucking Josh is looking really good right now, better than Chad Gable, by the way.
Might have to reevaluate Josh Alexander. We might have to think twice. I don't know.
I can't. I'm sorry. I'm just not even me defending WWE and Chad Gable. I can't let niggas do this. I have been a Josh Alexander nigga since 2022, and niggas were calling me different.
Sorry to hear that, bro.
Niggas been calling me different, bro. Niggas were calling me different for years. What kind of shit is this?
That was different.
That times change, circumstances change, but it is what it is.
Like what the fuck? Like niggas, you
pay scale got bigger.
Yeah, I don't understand nobody that don't make at least 500K.
Look at this.
He cooking. Shorty G is bad.
He is bad. Yo, one of us didn't have to put on a mask to get a Mania match.
Hey, where he from, Chris? Where he from?
That brother is from Memphis. Oh, that brother is from the Gulf of America. Yeah. Thank you guys for letting me pop into the pod. I'm gonna get out of here, but shout out to Young Bucks, shout out to Nobi, shout out Marcus, shout out Rob. I'll probably return permanently to the Dynamite review next week. If it's good, if it's bad, you're not gonna see me for another month.
Please, Heyman, please.
Please let Heyman go over, please.
Please, bro. I love Fletcher. I love Fletcher and Osprey, but please.
Four pay-per-view matches in 5 of the 5 cycles, bro. That is crazy if they do that.
We can have a babyface versus babyface final, bro.
I mean, Tom Fletcher's been beating the fuck out of Hangman these last couple of weeks, so I'm guessing Hangman's going over.
And they're in Virginia, so I doubt he loses.
Yeah, but I'll see you guys. I hope y'all enjoy the draft. I hope the Jags take hope they take who's a really bad receiver?
Come on, bro.
No, I hope they take Elijah Rojo with the 5th pick. I hope the Carolina Panthers take Walter Nolan with the 9th pick. Whatever pick y'all have, 8th.
We
And
have
I hope the
8.
Saints take Jackson Dart.
Oh my god.
Walter
Oh my
Nolan.
god.
Jesus
Ah!
Christ.
You know what? You know what? You know what? I hope the Texans take CJ Stroud's dad. How about that?
Well, you know that can't happen. You know
I'm
what
putting
CJ
the
Stroud
box,
daddy
bro.
do. You
What
know
you
what he
do?
did. I
What
gotta
you
get out of
do?
here. I gotta get out of here.
All right. Van Jimenita, $4.99. Speedball has been a great addition to the roster so far. The Young Bucks back with a point to prove. Fan of the All-Star tags TK has been running. Shout out to Self-Made. Thank you, Van Jiminator.
All-Star
All-Star
tags.
tags.
Really
ahead.
good. Really
All-Star tags are
good.
really good.
Great
All-Star tags are really good, bro. Like, I don't understand
Easy booking.
why like we got to an era and this is talking about in both promotions. We went to an era in professional wrestling where people just acted like they couldn't do all-star tags for whatever reason. All-star tags were just like a downtrodden in professional wrestling for a long time. And it's just like, bro, like even back in like the old days of WWE where it was like the PG era getting like bad, the all-star tags would usually be like pretty decent. So like I don't understand why we would like the one all-star tag they did in MSG, it was like DX versus like Taker and Cena versus like of Jericho or something. That match was good. So like I don't understand why we got to an era where we just stopped doing all-star tags. I think they should run every single all-star tag with the main event scene possible. I think like I think you should do a Swerve, Will Ospreay, and Kenny Omega versus Death Riders. I think you should do a like just do all-star tags, bro. It's like just do 8-man tags, do 10-man
Yo.
Yes.
tags. Who gives a fuck?
Elimination tags. Why not?
Some of those evolution tags way back in the day, those were all-star tags pretty much. Sometimes you just got to do that with a top stable, you know what I mean?
Hell,
Exactly.
Rob, I was watching back in 2000, like before Backlash that year. They had big All Star tag on the Raw.
Yeah, bro. I was watching fucking there was a Raw one time where they did a Evolution versus it was like Sean. It was Sean somebody and Goldberg. I forgot who the third person was. It might have been Booker T or something. I don't fucking remember. But yo, Goldberg's hot tag was gas. I posted it.
Bro.
Goldberg's hot tag. He came in and destroyed Randy, and then he just looked back at Flair and hit him with the nastiest spear I've ever seen in my life. So it's like, bro, come on. Like we bring all-star tags back to wrestling. Bring
just-
all-star.
it
And
just
that
makes you
means that
feel
goes
good.
for you too, Hunter. You're not safe either.
Like, bro, you was doing Judgment Day versus like Cody, Sammy, KO tags every Raw in 2023. But why'd you stop doing that?
Tonight. No, and because fucking you know what they did? The WWE fans went on to we're gonna have the same match every week. Yes, we do.
Because they're
It's good.
good.
Yes. I don't care. They're like, do we have to have the same match every week? Yes, bro.
If they're
Yes.
good, then your main eventers in the main event every single week. Then yes, it's not that hard. It's an easy way to make your TV feel dynamic.
Corey David, $5. Young Bucks equals LeBron. Fraction equals Anthony Edwards. Bucks are goats, but Fraction one of the best are one of them ones on the rise right now. Fraction is the best tag team in WWE. I agree, and I think that specifically right now with what they got going on, they should, but they're not better than the Bucks all time, and 100% not better than the Bucks all time, and they're not better than the Bucks right now.
Yeah.
I feel like if they go up to the main roster, they could have a great run, but they still won't be better than the Bucks.
Yeah.
The Bucks are doing great work right now, and I feel like the Bucks should just keep wrestling on TV, bro. I feel like they should have matches on Dynamite. I feel like they should have matches on Collision. I feel like they should just wrestle on a weekly basis.
And plus, I think Fraction's more, Brandon Jennings here, but I get what you're trying to say, bro. Brandon Jennings had a 55-point game. Yeah, that's not a bad thing. Sneeze at.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Right. Let's see here. Black Yakuza, $5. The fact Fraction got people this match over being compared to the Bucks means you low key agree with the comparison. To be honest, Fraction got a super ceiling. I mean,
those two things do not conflate, bro. Though just because you get mad at people like saying what they're saying does not mean that people agree with the take. That's just not true.
That's but thank you for the super chat. JP Weezy, $9.99. I tried to tell you that you mod of the Discord. I tried to tell you that you should have gone. Rob, Collision was fantastic too. Oh my god, I hate my life.
They even
Let
gave
me
you a
look at my
Bandito
food real
match,
quick.
bro. That's crazy.
That's tough scenes, bro.
But no,
That's tough
AEW's
scenes.
advertising is like weird because like you had 2 matches and Tony did the thing where like 4 p.m. he drops the rest of the fucking card the day of. But I
Yeah.
ever tell you the last Dynamite I went to, or one of the Dynamites I went to, it was last year. It was the first time they did the Casino Gauntlet.
Oh
No one knew
shit.
that match was even booked until we looked on Twitter like 30 minutes into the show.
That match
We
was
didn't
fucking
know.
awesome.
We know what the fuck this was. We know the rules. We know anything.
I
We
hate
just
that
we
they
can look
do
it up
that.
ourselves.
They
Yeah, it's
they've
kinda
low
annoying.
they've low key fallen back into like we're gonna announce stuff on the show the day of, and we're not gonna do this like big promotion. They've fallen back into it a little bit. I'd really
I
like
hate
for
it.
them
I hate
to
it so much, bro.
announce a week in advance everything.
See, the thing is I found out the card a week in advance. Before I went, no, weeks in advance. Not a week in advance, but a week in advance. Before I went to the Dynamite I went to last year, and it's just like, bro, I don't understand. I think like AEW is like on a really good string of shows right now. The one thing that they need to fix, in my opinion, everybody keeps talking about ticket sales. The one thing they need to fix, and I think the problem with that is their advertising, bro.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They need to fix their advertising.
It's been
I
this
should
way
not
for a
be
while.
finding out.
It's not new, you know.
The people want to see Ricochet. People want to see Will Ospreay. The people want to see Mark Briscoe. The people want to see Kenny Omega. Want to see all these people. Cool.
Yeah.
Start announcing big tag matches or big singles matches in general a week or 2 weeks in advance.
Hard
I
agree.
should not have been finding out that 2 of my favorite wrestlers were wrestling 2 hours before the show started. Like that's not cool, bro. Like that's not dope.
And
It's
Collision
actively
was pretty
annoying.
sick too, bro. That collision
Bro.
lineup is sweet.
Like if you're not gonna announce matches, be like Kenny Omega will be here. Swerve
Yeah.
Strickland will be here. Like do that at least.
Mm-hmm.
So Crystal thought the match was great. I know he's not here, but I wish I would have tackled this one while he was here. But he thought the match was fantastic, but he didn't think it was like the rating that Dave gave it.
Yeah, he led the way too on like firework matches good as well. So that if that's any indication on how he felt about that, there you go.
All right. And then the last thing that was on Dynamite last night that is worth talking about. The Jamie Hayter MGF pretty much still is trying to join the Hurt Syndicate, and the Hurt Syndicate basically Shelton Benjamin said yes. Bobby Lashley said no, but he didn't say no before pulling off in his Corvette.
He really ran off with his shit.
Hey, don't worry though, Bob. Don't worry. MJF is not a snitch. He didn't tell anybody about it. It's cool. Enjoy the car, man.
Hey man,
just to get on a joyride, bro.
Yeah, Bobby Lashley, he cool with the parish. They ain't pull him over. We get over there. But nah, like this Hurt Syndicate MJF stuff is gold. Like I can't believe I'm saying this after all the things I ever said about MJF stuff, but this shit is actually pretty fucking amazing. Like the segments get funnier every week. Like MJF's just being a slimy bastard, just trying to get what he wants and trying to sneak his way into the title picture and somehow and just trying to use the Hurt Syndicate to get there.
Yeah.
Like Sheldon, Sheldon's whatever. He's just rolling with MVP. MVP's his man, so that's just what it is. Bobby's like, no, actually, fuck this dude. But if he's gonna give us women, if he's gonna give me a car, I'm gonna take that shit. It is what it is. I ain't gonna say no, but I'm gonna take this car.
Yeah, bro. MJF has been like one of the best TV characters for a minute now. I think ever since the Hangman feud that really transformed, and we saw a little bit of that last night. I'm really, really happy they circled back in that backstage segment between those two. But he's hilarious, man. His humor matches so well with the group. The crowd is so into it. I think everyone recognizes how naturally funny this comes across every week. It's good shit on TV. It's really good shit.
It's very good when you have good foils next to you. Because if he was doing this shit with like the Outrunners, this would be a contention for the worst shit of the entire year. And we saw the Jeff Jarrett stuff. It was bad. But MJF with the Hangman feud was way more serious and played a lot more to his insecurities.
Mm-hmm.
Vince is also doing that same thing, but with a lot more comedic effect. And then when whatever happens later, that's going to really pack a punch for the crowd because the crowd's super into everything they're doing. And when he turns on them, or wherever this leads to, bro,
he's got to join. I think he's got to earn his way in at some point. They have to work maybe a couple trios matches, see what they cook up, and then we can work our way out of it from there. But they
It's
have
like
to join together now.
This is a much better version of the Jericho thing he did like 3 years ago. Like far better.
Yes, a lot better. And shout out to MJF, man. He's back in form again. It's really great to see. I'm happy for him.
Yeah, I enjoyed everything about this a lot.
Seems to be enjoying what he's doing, man. That's all you can really ask sometimes, you know?
Yeah. And there's a certain tag team that also showed up. Now we're in the spirit talking about that. That there was an interesting addition to their act. That y'all want to get into it real quick?
Rob?
Yeah, no. Wait, what did you just ask me? Sorry, I was reading something.
I'm talking about FTR.
Oh, FTR segment was FTR segment was gas.
Bro.
No. So
What a weird fucking pairing.
I was reading a text message. But no, literally the FTR segment last night, man. And then listen, I haven't been the biggest fans of FTR over the years, but FTR, this heel turn has been really good. FTR, it was revealed last night that FTR has joined up with Stokely Hathaway, who is now their agent. And he
not
pointed
manager.
out
He's their agent.
he's not their manager. Yes, he's not their manager, but he is their agent. He pointed out last night that FTR, he basically pointed out, he's like, yo, how do all these people get to do all these things that FTR does, but they get suspended? But FTR is the one that gets suspended. They're the ones that get the fines. They're the one that get all these different charges. But Hangman Page literally gets to commit felonies, and he gets nothing. I thought this was really good. And then they brought in the Rock and Roll Express, who was also there last night. They brought in the Rock and Roll Express, who came and showed last night at Dynamite. Man. And then they basically did the thing where they were faking like they were doing an interview with the Rock and Roll Express, but Dax kept cutting them off. And then when Rock and Roll Express finally stood up when Ricky Morton finally stood up to Dax Harwood, they spike pile drove Ricky Morton in the center of the ring.
That shit looked crazy too.
It was fire.
Yes. AO said with Big Stoke joining FTR, we would no longer be doing anti-FTR agendas.
This is crazy.
That is true.
We win.
It is what it is.
We just had to play the long game. It was coming.
It is what it is. The beef has been squashed officially. It was a nice run. Stokely, please take care of them. This Power and Glory cosplay they're about to do, it might be generational. I'm afraid to admit it. It is what it is.
And I hope we get locked in FTR back, where they're doing great matches again, having stellar performances. So,
I mean, they never stop, to be very honest. But they'll be back.
I mean, well. 2024 was kind of crazy. 2024 was kind of
crazy. It looked a little
weird.
A little bit. It
was kind of spooky, but
Bucks still better. Let's not get twisted.
Bucks are still better. Yeah, that's true. That is correct. Bucks are still better.
Hey, I'm wearing the shirt, but I got the Bucks on the wall, bro. Bucks better.
Hey man, that Roddy and Kyle match they're gonna have on Collision that might determine some things. And the street saying there's a certain bit of music that is back.
We're feeling good. We're feeling good.
Yo, I can't lie, bro. They need to be fighting for something. Yo, Sons of Texas, it's time to come up off the belts, bro.
Yeah, Sons of Texas.
Off them belts.
We're good. We're good, Sons of Texas.
Because I don't want FTR taking the belts off the Hurt Syndicate, but I feel like they need to be walking around with something, and we need to be 2-time Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions. Or are they 3?
Yo, all love to Sammy Guevara. But I'm gonna get this off. He's meant to be a family vlogger. That's his calling. You just see it. Him and Ty, they're gonna make stellar videos on Instagram. That's what they're gonna do. Sammy Guevara it's time to hand over that championship, brother. It's time.
It is what it is, my man.
It is what it is.
All right. And the last thing on Dynamite, the women's Owen Hart final. Well, obviously Mark Briscoe and Ricochet was great, but it was a great match. But the last thing, the draft is starting. We need to go over this quickly. Guys, they betrayed me. They did betray me. Jamie Hayter defeated Chris Statlander to move on to the Owen Hart final. I said 2 weeks ago, I crashed out on here 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago actually, about how I wanted it to be Chris Statlander going to the final to go to Texas to face Willow or Megan Bain. But I kind of did the dog closing its eyes meme when Tony Storm won at the pay-per-view. So that dream is dead. It looks like Jamie Hayter will be defeating Mercedes Moné in the final to go face Tony Storm in All In, which makes listen. This makes absolutely no sense to me. I told y'all it might make sense to other people, and other people disagree with me. They have already let me know. Because I'm old school minded, I would have much rather this happened in England at some point this year and next year, but I guess they think that we are thinking about Outcast lore and all that shit. So I mean, I guess
That's not
we
exactly what
have
we're thinking about. It's
to.
not
You know.
Yeah, well,
more to it.
You know, I guess all that work Chris Stat did was for nothing, but hey, you know.
Hey,
congrats to Tina Marie, I guess.
hey, Chris Statlander has had an excellent year. Her time will come eventually. I swear it. It has to come. I've
Will it?
always been a Chris Statlander fan. However, I think and I'll say it again, I said it 3 weeks ago when we went over it. I think there is money in Jamie Hayter as a heel going against Tony Storm, avenging her 3-minute loss before she went out with that injury. I think there's money in it if they tell this story right. I don't think it has anything to do with the Outcast. It has everything to do with her wanting to get her prize back. That she fought hard to come back from injury to get. I think there's a lot of range for there. I love Chris Stat. Face versus face is very hard, especially when you're going up against Tony Storm. This scenario, this is how I'd see it play out, especially if you're going up against Tony Storm, who is the most over babyface in the women's division. And I don't think you turn her heel again. So I think this is the easy route to go. Jamie Hayter, turn heel. Let's cook something up. Let's do something right. And I think Chris Stat should down the line get her women's world title. I would like it before summer next year.
You see that? You see that right there, buddy?
Hey man,
He's cooking. He's cooking.
I've been very well known to be a Chris Statlander fan ever since I started to get into AEW. But I see more potential for that feud than I do Chris right now. Right now. That's not to say anyone's better than the other. I think Chris is better than Jamie at the moment. Jamie did look in good form last night. She looks to be finding her groove again, getting bigger, putting on some muscle. So that's always good to see. But I see more of the vision when it comes to Jamie Hayter and Tony Storm at all.
My thing is, I get the story. I understand it completely. It does make logical sense in that manner. My thing is, this is a lot of AEW relying on the audience to still care about that. At least sections of it anyway. Will it work out in the build? Probably, because Tony Storm is turning literally everything into gold at this point. It's just going to take a lot of legwork, and she's been off TV for a while with the visa stuff, and she was fucking around with Saraya and Julia Hart when she got back.
I mean, it's a tough sell. It's good. It's not going to be easy for them to get this to a point where I feel like people would come around to it, but I believe that they can. I think there's a lot to play with. I don't think it's relying on your audience to care about that. I think it's kind of reminding them Jamie Hayter never really lost her title. It was lost, but that was due to some circumstances. You got to get back. I mean, I think a lot of people will go with that. I mean, in kayfabe, she did lose, but then she went out with injury for a year and a half. So you can kind of play up I was hurt then. I didn't really lose that. You know what I mean?
The thing is, she did lose,
but you could play that up. You could play it up a little bit. Be like, I know that I lost, but I didn't really lose. I was hurt. I was already hurt.
Did the show get kind of 1, 2, 3? Yes, they did.
But I was hurt. She got me when I was hurt, but I'm not hurt anymore. Guess what? I'm not hurt anymore. And I'm getting my get back. The one thing
you went from an alt-right punk rocker and you came back, you look like fucking Tina Marie. That was 3 lifetimes ago.
Hey, give it time. The heel look will come together. But there's a bigger worry that I have here. It's not with this storyline working out. It's with the result of this Women's Owen Cup Finals. Mercedes Moné and Tony Storm should not face each other at All In. They should not do that. That's a very bad idea. Those belts should be defended in separate, meaningful singles matches on their own without this being a whole chasing this moment kind of thing. I don't think that's the right way to go at all. And I completely understand people's vision with that. I really see it's got a lot of potential happening with how this is played out. I think that would be the wrong call wholeheartedly.
See, Jamie being the Mercedes' first L in AW is kind of crazy if you think about it. Just how she's represented since she's come back. If they have Theta get involved in this, then sure. Jamie beating her clean is kind of crazy.
Yeah, it would be. That's another worry. You know, it's kind of. I think Mercedes might actually get the win here.
That's a little.
Which
That's too much.
I think I think Mercedes getting the win is the pro. I don't think they should unify the belts either. I think having
No.
two women's championships is a really good thing. And if you run Mercedes and Tony one-on-one, you're losing the Athena match in Athena's home state. That's another thing you're not going with. I think that's a wrong call, man. It's bad. It's not good.
Terrible idea if they would go that way because you're kind of screwing like other people in the division out of matches potentially.
Yeah.
Like Athena deserves to be on the card. If she doesn't find a way on there with the easy layup of running back the Mercedes match, that's a giant mistake.
Yeah.
Just have her cost Mercedes in the final, and that's how you get to building the second match or the third match if you want to do another one for Athena's belt at ROH show or something.
Your audience has made it very clear to you, even during the first match and online for months and months. Ever since Mercedes joined this company, that's the match they want to see. It deserves the stage that All In provides. They can't do the one-on-one. I get they're the two most over women in the division, but I think you're chasing a moment there.
That's shooting your load way too early when it comes to booking this.
Yeah, you give that time. I think that's a marquee match for another pay-per-view, but I don't think it's the right choice for All In. And I worry that they're going to go that route, very much so.
Not now, especially with the way the stuff is shaking out. Like that would be kind of wild. And
and I want to bring this up too, because there's a lot of talk about like, oh, these are the two biggest stars. They're going to put butts in seats kind of business. Actually, you could sell people on two big marquee singles matches for championships, and that'll put more butts in seats, featuring two of the most over women in the division, taking on up-and-coming challengers. You elevate more people in that. You build future stars coming out of both those singles matches if they happen on All In. You have to look long-term. You don't just chase these moments. I think that's the wrong way to go.
The rest of my division and forsaking it in search of that either.
Yeah. I mean, because Athena should beat Mercedes at All In. I feel like that's the route we should go. You're holding back Athena. You're delaying that. You're delaying her big call up to AEW. Really, her big arrival on this roster. You're delaying Jamie Hayter's big comeback here, she is still someone the fans love and admire. It's not good.
It's not like she's coming out the crickets or anything. It's just that. I don't know. It's complicated. Like, cause she is getting good reactions. She's not going out there to absolute silence. It's just a stat situation. She's been there the whole time. She's put on a hell of a year, and she's done such good work. I don't like it coming at her expense. How good she is, but if they do something with Willow eventually and they patch it up, and sure, I can see down the line.
Yeah,
but just don't. But that's a lot of multiple time champions in this division before like the stats. And the Willows in the division get there first.
Yeah, I agree with that. And that could be a worry too, but I don't think those reigns have to go long necessarily. I don't think a Jamie Hayter 2 reign has to go that long. And I think she could use that, run back the Chris Stat match. That match last night was really good. That was a real powerhouse match that they had, and I loved it.
I picked her from the start to win this tournament. I got confirmed like the minute like they promoted like Forbidden Door when she got in the ring. I was like, yeah, okay. I know what's happening here.
Yeah,
probably winning that belt, and you'll have a good reign. I like Jamie. I just prefer that. Not mad at it. I'm just.
It's real though. I completely understand people's disappointment too. Like, in some way, I wanted Jamie Hayter to win, but in different ways, I wanted Chris Stat to win. I love Chris Stat. I think she deserves it. She's earned it. But it really depends on how they sell this coming out. It really depends on how this final shapes out, how we're gonna feel about this result. Because imagine Mercedes just wins, then Stat loses 3 times to Mercedes. I don't know if you want to do that either. So it's a really weird spot. The result of the women's Owen is the big factor here. Big factor.
Yeah, that's my thing. Like the men's Owen, I pretty much accepted that Osprey's probably winning that.
Yeah,
and I'm fine with it because it's fucking Osprey. Here, this is where it gets complicated because Osprey and Hangman, you cannot make a bad decision. Oh, even Kyle Fletcher, honestly, you can't make a bad decision.
No.
Here, it's not even a bad decision. It's just that you shouldn't make this one. It's the wrong decision.
Yeah, I agree. I think that sums that up real good. We have one super chat though, Rob. If you want to get to that real quick, so we don't hold up anyone's draft watching. The first pick is the pick is in now, but you know.
All right. Chi-Town Source $5. Tony versus Mercedes is the match that should be the first women's pay-per-view main event.
Now you're cooking. That sounds sweet to me. Coming out all in. It doesn't have to be for a championship, or I think maybe it could down the line. Maybe Mercedes gets the main championship. But I agree. These are the two most over women on the roster. So I see no issue with it.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think it should happen at a big not like a. I think it should happen at like a pay-per-view. Like, I'm thinking.
Full Gear? No.
Yeah, maybe something like that.
Full Gear or World's End, even Revolution, something like that. Actually, World's End is still in the C2. That should always be the main event. That show. Revolution, I think you can do that because main event one of your big four shows with it is what I would do.
Yeah, give it that extra platform of being a big four.
Yeah, like a Rev, a Double or Nothing, Full Gear, or an All Out. All in is if it really gets built up to a point where it's like, oh shit, we cannot and should not deny this.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
All right, well, guys, the draft is live, and they
Let's fucking go!
are now drafting.
Yo!
What?
The Jags trading for the pick, baby.
So what?
The Jags trading for the number 2 pick.
Oh shit, they're getting Hunter. Oh
Let's
baby.
fucking go! Let's fucking go!
Cam Ward, number 1.
All right, y'all. That being said,
TK, good! TK, I love you! Chase Nelson, I love you! Oh my God.
all right, y'all. Well, the draft is live. I appreciate everybody that showed up to the stream. Appreciate everybody that pulled up. We're gonna get out of here and go watch the draft. Is there any plugs that need to be plugged?
Late Night Grin Gold, we're doing a town hall meeting after this. And also, this is actually something that needs to be plugged because me and Marcus are both going to be on this show. The LNG Gold, or LNG, just a regular LNG, the flagship, all-time draft. This is any wrestler ever. This is happening at 11:05 p.m. on the Late Night Grin channel tomorrow night for free. Anyone can watch, no members, just free. So come out, show some love to me, Marcus, as Marcus celebrates the big trade. That's the only plug I got.
Travis. Brother, baby. Let's
Marcus,
go.
any plugs?
I would just like to plug that Tony Khan, you put on a great Dynamite, and you gave me Travis Hunter. I love you. Again, all-time draft. Be there
All
Friday
right,
night,
y'all.
11 o'clock. We got y'all.
Hell yeah.
All right, y'all. Take care and good night.